It's coming right at you, Liz.
Yep. Okay with that.
All of that is directed chiefly at you for whatever it is that you've been putting me through tonight.
Okay. Right on. Well,
I don't know why I'm so
excited to get to this thing we're doing on the show here.
Are you?
Yeah, we're changing up the format. We're shaking things up.
You're just
doing
trying
stuff.
You're just trying to get past my opening monologue of violence and trepidation.
I mean, it's essentially shit posting on a podcast. So yeah, I
yes.
feel like we can make it quick.
It's my life. Anyways, welcome to the Sounds Like Liberty episode number 58 with the Launchpad Media, always launching ideas in your direction, your general vicinity at the very least.
Sure.
I'm your host, Nikki P, here with my lovely wife and co-host, Lizzie. How are you doing, Lizzie?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
We
all know how you're doing. No, I'm kidding.
I'm doing cantankerous. That's how I'm doing today.
And that's why we keep you around, you old curmudgeon you.
I am very curmudgeonly right now. It's warm in my basement.
It is warm everywhere in our world right now.
Liz is awake.
I am. Which is apparently a
difficulty for me.
It's a thing. Yeah, so what are we doing today that's so different from our normal format?
Well, we're doing a Christmas surprise.
It's a Christmas surprise, although not directly Christmas related in content.
It's a gift that I'm giving to ourselves.
There you go.
That's what we're calling it.
I'm okay with that.
And the gift that we're giving to ourselves is shitposting.
On a podcast.
That's kind of those whole things exist for, isn't it?
It's the gift that keeps on.
Anyways, we'll stop beating around the bush. So, me and Liz, I'm a little upset that Dan Smots and Brian McWilliams beat me to this.
Mm.
But I'm pretty sure we're going to have some different takes on this end.
If you say so.
But me and Liz watched the new Aziz Ansari special, and I was taken that we seem to have such different opinions. Like, I chuckled a few times.
Uh-huh.
Liz was like straight up like belly laughing.
Maybe I just needed a laugh. I don't know. We're going to find out because we're actually going to watch it right now live and react in studio to the special itself. And I don't know, maybe upon second viewing I will have less of a reaction just because, it's a different day.
We're doing commentary is what we're doing.
Yes.
We're not watching it live. That'd be silly.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm going to do what I do at museums.
Oh, right.
Over top of this.
Constantly talk over everything. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Exactly what I'm going to do.
That thing.
So I'm on Netflix right now.
Yep.
And I'm going to hit the play button.
Bring it up.
So if you want to watch this along with us as we talk shit.
Synchronize your watches, folks.
Let's try. Let's see. Think it'll start at the beginning?
At the very beginning. A very good place to start.
I know, but do you think that it's going to start there?
I don't know. We're at oh. Turn off. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, for real technical difficulties. I got rid of the master plan through Netflix.
That's okay. We don't need the master plan.
I really just need to get rid of this entire Netflix account.
It's
now that we're done with it.
Very soon.
I watched Stranger Things and I was done with it.
Which was amazing.
So is the other TV shut off? It takes a while for it to update, Liz.
I know.
Like the TV might actually be off and it still isn't working. It hasn't updated itself yet. See, okay, it didn't. It started at the end. All right.
There we go. All right, take two.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm pushing the button right now. Netflix logo. Look at that. Looking nice. I like that. I like where we're going here.
I mean, it looks like a Netflix logo.
Oh my Christ. I gotta sit through this thing again.
Yep, that's right. It's Aziz, and he's all Spike Jonesy with the moody music and the moody lighting and the.
Why would you get Spike Jones to direct your fucking comedy special? Like, he's the guy that did the shitty Islands in the Sun music video.
Well,
for
maybe you
Weezer.
want to give people the feels. And, I mean, I got the feels watching this.
Okay, so is that what we're supposed to do in a comedy special? Is give people the fucking feels?
Well, no, but he's coming up from, having just gotten knocked to the ground by the man.
Why did he get knocked to the ground by the man, Liz?
His-
Maybe he deserved it.
I mean,
Do you think he deserved it?
it is not for me to pass judgment on people.
Do you feel like this is
I
the
judge
longest
not.
comedy special opening ever?
No, it's not, but it is less of a comedy special opening than I am used to. It's more of like, this is like a documentary film opening right here.
Well, and yeah, it's exactly what it is. What are they playing? Some fucking Lou Reed here?
Something.
I'm assuming it's Lou Reed. No, he's walking out. They got the steady cam following him, and oh my God, the theater's going crazy.
Yeah. They brought him in the stage door because they're filming it.
Because we don't do that introduction in every comedy special now
Do they?
for like 2 decades.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch a lot of comedy specials, but yeah, that makes enough sense.
It's how I go to sleep.
Right.
Like I just fall asleep listening to comedy specials.
Yeah. And then you just get the comedy by osmosis in your brain.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, yeah.
I think I think I would.
Wait, why did it take half a second for him to get to the voice?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I was just happy to see Aziz at this point.
What are you doing?
No phones, but what about full-on cameras?
That's probably his I'm projecting voice. Sounds like
we're
that.
filming these shows, so
Like you got your singing voice and your speaking voice.
Shit, I was there. But we're filming a few shows, so if you're like the shitty crowd,
How do you feel about comedians opening up their specials talking about the cameras in the room? You feel like it's kind of hacky?
I've been on the road for a while.
I think it's. I mean, it's
Hey, you guys are
done
in
a
a
lot,
special. Let's get going.
but I think if you don't do that, then it's. I think the idea is it's like the elephant in the room because you didn't address it, and there's like a camera, like literally in your.
You don't
freaking
feel like as a
face.
comedian that ends like it makes it funnier?
And I was like, oh, thanks.
I don't know.
Yeah, I really liked the episode you did on Supreme.
I don't know.
What?
So
And see, I didn't get the reference because I don't watch whoever that other guy is.
Talking about Hassan Minaj.
he's just another Indian comedian.
Okay.
Different show.
He's insufferable. Like Aziz is actually kind of funny sometimes because I'm a millennial.
Okay.
Hassan Minhaj is just all woke politics all the time and just absolutely
That's me. Parks and Rec.
impossible to listen to.
Treat yourself. Yeah, that's me.
This is a good build up to this whole thing
Sexual misconduct. No.
because yes, that's what we're all.
Yeah, so
That was Hassan.
now,
See, he opens with a joke, He's
Yeah,
like,
it was a good-
okay, and now, all right, let's deal with this thing.
yeah, and it was all downhill from here.
I haven't said much.
It was the best joke on the whole fucking thing. He opens with it and it's over.
I've talked about
I do not feel like that.
Do we now have like a 5-minute monologue on him talking about, oh, I'm kind of a bad
Because you
guy,
have
but
to
I'm
be
trying to-"
genuine, you have to be heartfelt, you have to be
Wait.
apologetic.
Why? It's a fucking comedy special. I don't have to be any of those things.
Well, no, but this is his first chance to talk to a wide audience of people.
You think he did this
since
without
that
running
thing
this
happened.
through in crowds? You think he just
Oh
should
no,
have
no, no!
known?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Netflix audience. I haven't seen him in anything since then. So I'm saying
He's a rapist.
probably the normies haven't seen him in anything since then. And if they are actually bothering to turn this on at all, he wants to get this in right off the bat. So at least if they don't watch the rest of the
Liz,
special,
no,
they know.
bullshit. First off, how fucking funny was the rapist joke on Squidbillies?
In the context of Squidbillies, it was pretty dang funny.
Okay, now he's just sitting here whispering.
And I know.
And I want to
Being
point out that
genuine and heartfelt.
But
That's what that
that's
voice
not what
is
comedy.
supposed
But
to
that's
be.
not what fucking comedy specials are.
I understand, and he's throwing in, the little chuckle.
That wasn't a little chuckle. It was just barely a fucking tension break.
Yes, but we needed that tension break, and therefore it got a chuckle.
All right, so here's the big thing. Like, but you were questioning whether or not you think SJWs are going to watch this.
That was pretty intense.
Every SJW in the world had to watch this so that they can fucking tear him apart over it.
Did they?
Absolutely. He was getting ripped to shreds the minute this came out.
Okay.
Because he hasn't been penitent enough for what an awful human being he is.
I mean, I feel like that was.
I've definitely done
penitence
worse.
right there. But you know,
I have definitely done worse than Aziz in that date.
I mean, he was saying.
I've been incredibly intoxicated with incredibly intoxicated women. Making incredibly intoxicated. I've literally had someone say, "This is a bad idea, don't do it," and go, "Fuck you, I'm drunk."
And we will as well. Okay.
Okay.
And some of those generations have had even crazier shit.
Yeah, my little brother Lance is definitely like said, "Nick, you don't want to do this." And I'm like, "Come on, bro.
The draft.
Be a bro."
Could you imagine if we had a draft?
He's like, "She's not that good looking." I'm like, "I don't care." Okay.
I go to war. I just started this company. We make eco-friendly shoes out of cashews. They're called cashews.
How do you feel about the cashews joke?
I think it's funny.
Does it make you angry?
Why would that make me angry?
Go shoot some Asian people. Now he's at work like, it's not pronounced pho, Valerie. It's pho. His grandfather.
I can see in his eyes, like even he doesn't buy this.
Well,
He's like, why am I telling these jokes?
Juxtaposition is silly.
For listening.
Oh my god.
Understanding. I'll give you an example, okay? There was a story I read. This girl goes to her high school prom. White girl. She wears an Asian garment.
I remember when this came out, talking about the
I
girl.
remember too.
And for a minute there, I wanted to believe that this was a different story.
Had a conversation.
Okay.
He explained his concerns about
What story?
cultural appropriation. She
No, I wanted to believe that it was like that it happened twice, and once somebody did something normal.
learned about
Oh, I see.
And it was really just kidding. None of that shit happened. Oh, why would that happen?
So like,
No, he just.
it's a cultural appropriation, Liz. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I mean, I think he's poking fun at the whole shock and awe thing about it right now.
And my favorite thing is you go on these threads.
Because I mean, like, you're married to a guy who goes out and plays a bunch of black people music
You know what I mean?
as a white guy.
Okay.
I mean, you don't feel like, you know, I'm a horrible human being that needs to be thrown in trash.
And I was like, oh shit.
I don't think it matters what I think about it. Honestly, I think the issue is that as a culture,
I like the forehead bit for the record.
may or may not all have.
So we can see all the injustice.
Yeah, that's a good joke. We may or may not have an issue with it, you know.
Look, I really like that joke because he gets to the real point in the whole cultural appropriation thing,
Right.
which is like, where the fuck, it all came from someplace else. It was all culturally appropriated at some point. None of it's meaningful.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Well,
I
and
really
most
wish-
people aren't being assholes about it. They're just doing a thing
Just to be
that they
clear,
like 'cause they like the culture.
Sometimes even when the stuff is
so I'm also about 99% sure that's exactly how that girl would have gotten out of that the limo that night had all that shit not happened.
I don't know.
Because why would you wear a kimono out getting konnichiwa, bitches? That's
mean,
exactly what I'd say.
That sounds like something that would have happened in like 1990, possibly, but like, I don't know about that. And then the thing about woke people being exhausted.
Do you deal with a lot of woke people, Liz?
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, the widest amount of people that I know aren't really, you know, about like, oh, let me lecture you about this thing. So I'm just wondering if there's
Liz, you hang out with libertarians.
not a lot of people. Well, no, I mean, and we're in the Midwest. Like, you know what I mean? LA,
I'm aware, Candace. I saw it 30
New York.
years ago. It's a white guy doing an Indian voice. I appreciate
it's
the
just,
support.
you know,
But
it's things.
don't just become racist when white people figure it out.
That like part really pisses me off.
Yeah, I figured that was part of your issue with this whole special because he's not just striking out at the SJWs, but he still gets in some jabs at white people, quote unquote white people in general, and like
It's white people.
great people.
No, white people.
We've had a
People.
slow rise in the cold
What?
WYPIPO.
person I saw on every
It's one word, white people.
Yeah, white people.
Okay, I'm done. I'm just done with that.
Look, Liz, do you not ever hang around with black people?
Truth be told, is that bass
That's
player
the
knows
real
what
joke
he
here,
does.
folks. No, she doesn't.
He was in the background playing bass. He didn't have a platform to speak on these things.
The don't speak joke.
Dynamic in that band. Gwen, there's a couple of issues in the Indian American community, and I was just don't speak.
Look, first off, that song was written for her brother.
I know, but it's like Fleetwood Mac.
And Tony
you know,
Kanal is-
when it came out, like we were all thinking about the other thing,
See what's going on.
whether or not it had anything to do with.
You mean the
other
fact
thing.
that she dated Tony when she was like 12
The way I've never seen
Sure.
and was dating Gavin Rossdale for the entirety of the time she was in the fucking band?
Asian.
Yeah, I mean we all know this,
White people went in droves. Very.
but
many white people-
everybody likes a band breakup story for some weird reason. I don't know why.
Front, you saw it.
I don't.
Yeah, it had like
Don't care about him.
7% on Rotten
Okay.
Tomatoes.
And I don't understand why everyone wants to bang Stevie Nicks either.
Maybe a little less. What-
I have never gotten the impression that was the thing, but
Yeah, everybody wants to bang Stevie Nicks. That was always the thing.
12%.
okay, fair enough.
I've never gotten it.
Anything in particular you didn't like?
And I think Mick Fleetwood's the only one that didn't and wanted to.
Okay,
You feel bad for Mick.
I guess.
Nervous right now.
He's the leader of the band, and like, I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't matter what you think about the movie. It's just gonna make white
Did you watch Crazy Rich Asians?
I did not watch Crazy.
I
Rich
thought
Asians.
about it, and then I was like, I don't know. It looks so racist.
I mean,
It
honestly,
looks so over the top Asian.
my beef was less, any of the content of the movie and just the fact that it seemed so trendy.
It looks so fucking Bollywood.
If it's so trendy, then I don't want to watch it. I
It was
don't really
also
care what it is.
stupid expensive, wasn't it?
coming from a good place, but
I don't know. I mean, it's cost of a movie. What cost of movies right now?
Oh no, they
Crazy Rich Asians.
from what I understand, they wasted crazy amounts of money on that movie.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know.
What are you lying for? What do you think I was gonna give you some cookies?
Cookies.
Favorite thing though, one time I asked him, I was like, "You like Crazy Rich Asians?" They're like, "You know what, Aziz? I'm gonna be honest with you. First time I saw it, I didn't really enjoy it. But then I watched it again with one of my Asian friends, and I saw
Watched it with one of their Asian friends, he says.
Making it about representation. Yeah.
and we really liked the film.
And then you get points.
That doesn't mean you like the movie. That's just a weird, condescending, shitty thing to say.
And thank you. Someone should say this stuff at some point ever.
Tall, blard mall cop.
It made me feel better about my fat friends.
Again with one of my chubby white friends.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I have nothing in common with fucking Kevin James.
Yeah.
I'd like to have some things in common with Leah Remini, though.
Credit where credit's due. I've been around 30.
I mean, you'd like to have some things in common with Kevin James. He's getting paid ridiculous amounts of money for doing basically nothing.
Some people go.
Yeah, but I'd have to put up with Adam Sandler's friends all the time.
But overall,
I bet they're a bunch of cool dudes, honestly.
white people trying.
I mean, I love that whole thing.
I think it's cool.
Like, he gets paid to hang out with his buddies for the rest of his fucking life. That's pretty sweet.
It's a good setup if you can set it up.
I'm a little suspicious. Minorities, you know what I'm talking about? Doesn't it seem a little weird?
Seeing this is irking you right now.
Strange, almost like
Getting with the minorities talking about, I don't know, do we trust the white people?
stuff. Like, is there some sort of secret?
I mean, you're laughing your ass off at this. And, like, I was kind of like, is this really that funny?
We're like, all right, let's tally up our scores. What did everyone do for equality today? Let's see. Brian.
I do like the equality game part. This is funny.
Well, no, it is
One of
funny.
my African American friends, I thought Black Panther should have won Best Picture.
And I feel like that's the thing. He's getting in jabs at both sides
For this new document,
enough, like often enough that I think it's designed to make you feel less attacked, even if you are a white person. But he is definitely still kind of, making some jabs in that direction.
I need more points. I need more points. What can I do?
Well, I watched this. I'm like, yeah, well, what if I just happen to like some of the same stuff? Or
Calling myself out for white privilege based on something I did in 2015.
But I mean, at the same time, that stuff's dumb. He's making fun of how dumb that stuff is.
A bunch of Instagram likes from other white
I guess
people playing the
for me, I almost don't find it funny because there's too many people I know like this. Like there's people I can't talk to anymore because they're this piece of garbage people.
So it's just depressing.
Yeah, it's fucking depressing. Like, why are people like that?
I don't know, but I feel like that's kind of why he's saying.
Supporting minorities in the arts.
Supporting minorities in the arts.
I mean, you could frame it that way if you wanted to.
Just if you, that you do it when you support straight people in the arts.
I've seen people in regular jobs getting in trouble these days. You know, I recently saw some people got in trouble for.
Oh, jeez. I was thinking about
Oh
this at
god,
work
and this whole thing.
the other day.
As someone who gives a shit about the English language, it really
Yeah.
pisses me off.
That you can't use
getting in trouble for.
words that
You can't
sound
use-
like other words.
You can't use the appropriate word.
Like they could have
Yeah.
just said cheap or stingy, right? I don't know why they had to walk the plank on this one. I know what it sounds like, but I want to use my big word. What do you mean you're getting a regular ticket? Let's get a fast pass. Quit being so niggardly.
That's not the context of this.
They got in trouble.
No.
He's a senator from Ohio.
But honestly, I was thinking about it at work because I'd heard about this.
I heard about it.
But
too.
I heard about it as, oh, you know, Sherrod Brown and that thing. That's Sherrod Brown. And I'm like, I don't even know what the thing is. What's the thing? And like, nobody would tell me what the thing was.
Is he my boss's cousin? I don't know.
So now hearing about the thing, I'm just like, this was the flipping thing?
What's the last word again, Sherrod? I said niggardly. Get him out of here!
Because, you know, we're in Ohio, so
And then they looked it up in the
that,
dictionary.
that comes up around here.
It does.
But
It's fascinating seeing Liz's face watch all this.
I read his name.
That's really the reason I wanted to do this because I just don't get it.
Sherrod Brown should be okay here, right?
Yeah, this whole joke.
I'm missing some here. Sherrod Brown, do I not have all the facts?
And he thinks that Sherrod's a black guy.
Get him out of here! No,
I mean, you know,
it's a completely innocent word. Nothing wrong with it. So, you know, white dude in the front, if you want to put it in rotation every now and then, go for it.
and he's like, no.
Nothing wrong with it. I just explained to you. There's nothing wrong with a word, right?
He's just like, no.
You got it. So, why don't you just yell it into the microphone right now, okay? Here we go. Let's go. Here we
Like,
go. Here we
nope,
go. Let's go.
nope,
Here we go.
nope.
Let's go. Let's go. Here we go.
No. He's like, he's literally wagging a finger. Like, no, no, no.
That was a test and you failed. You can't just throw it around willy-nilly. Maybe if it comes up in your life organically, then you can consider it.
That word is never going to come up in your life organically.
Bullshit.
All right, fair enough.
I'm a prick. I would absolutely use the word niggardly.
Okay, well, good for you.
He grabs a bill and then
I've never even heard that term before.
It's a bit niggardly. Like that. Seems okay.
And I think,
That is I'll give him that. Like that bit is funny.
yeah.
Imagining using the word here, your black
Well,
bus.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you don't really need to use $10 words anyway.
They'll find the old clips. You know what's strange about
Well, yeah, and that whole thing,
like you ever
talking about that is
very
interesting.
popular mainstream stuff from not that long ago?
Yeah.
There's stuff in there, guys.
Just saying maybe we don't need to dig up everything and make everyone
There's a scene in that movie where
answer for everything
paging
that ever
Dr.
happened in the
That
past.
joke was so fucking funny too.
I don't remember.
You guys write
So
a
funny.
letter? I didn't write a letter. Not only is it in the movie, it's in the trailer for the movie. You know why it's in
I
the
am a
trailer?
Neanderthal and I'm okay with it.
Screenings, and whenever Bradley Cooper went paging Dr. Faggot, everyone went, ha 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 ha! This movie rules. I love that word. You can watch stuff that's not that old with 2019 eyes, and things can seem weird now. I was watching a rerun of The Office. What's the biggest story? Jim and Pam. Oh, I hope they get together.
Did you ever watch The Office?
I did never watch The Office. I got the impression they had some long on again, off again thing, and those
Yeah,
annoy the
because
heck out of me
that's how
because I
sitcoms
watched
work.
all of Friends, and that whole thing was just exhausting.
Why did you watch all of Friends?
Series finale, you'd
I didn't actually watch all of Friends. I never saw the end, so I don't know if they ever got together. I assume they got together because that's what they were building up for 10 billion.
I don't think I
years,
did,
but
honestly.
I don't know. I don't really give a shit anymore. I ran out of give a shit.
rerun.
That's my beef.
Love my Parks family.
Eventually, you just don't care,
This rerun. I was like,
or you do, but I don't.
What a bitch.
had a whole scene in the show where my character Tom gets a gift for Rashida Jones.
So, like, nobody gets to play villains anymore. I wouldn't take this shitty character. Like, we got it. It was a creepy fucking move.
Yeah,
Feel like if I
but
got
now
this today,
you
I'm
know.
like, yeah, I'm not
People
doing
are
this.
going to conflate every role that you do with your
Tom would go to jail
actual
for that.
views because people are making their
Oh,
acting a
Afghanistan,
soapbox.
inside her house.
a la, the Marvel Universe.
Wait, what does Allah have to do with this?
But that's very interesting. What does that mean? Does that mean
Uh,
me and the people that make parks are bad people? No.
Yes, the people that made parks are bad people.
They're just people.
They're white people.
Standard, sure, some things, of course, but not everything.
The only thing good that they did was Ron Swanson.
We're all shitty people, okay? We have our blind spots.
Pretty sure.
Where we slow
And he's saying we're all shitty.
And if you're one of these people,
We've all been there.
aware of all the marginalized groups and everything, you're extra shitty, okay? Because you're
Yes.
arrogant.
And thank you for that.
Have some humility.
You just like see a brown person like
Realize and 50
like giving an olive branch to white people. Like what are you seeing when you watch this?
Like, isn't that the dream?
I don't know.
That 50 years
I guess I'm not examining it, and maybe I should.
to our grandkids, we're just sitting there like, yeah,
I didn't feel like I was examining it. I felt like I just watched it. And it was kind of like,
just homeless people everywhere, and no one gave a shit. Just kind of
yeah, this is bullshit. Like,
What?
oh,
Why?
just didn't give a shit about homeless people. Yes, everyone cares about fucking homeless people. It's just the people don't know economics. They can't fucking figure out how to fix it.
scooters and get the fuck out of
And they just gotta listen to us.
Yeah.
It was a weird time, 29.
Stop making your fucking housing
Every
unaffordable.
single black guy.
Get rid of your zoning
Every
laws.
single black guy was in jail, except for like Drake, LeVar Burton, and that little kid from Stranger Things. Besides
I'll give that bit.
every single
I'll give
black
that.
guy in jail for like a little bit of weed, and then we made weed legal, and we just left them in there. I don't know. It
I
seems
was
like
really
we
happy
made a
that he
couple of
called that out
laws.
because who flipping. I mean, I don't hear a lot of people talking about that, but it
Yeah,
is
it's 'cause-
kind of awful.
It's because the lefties copped it from the libertarians.
Context,
That's our
right?
shit.
Change everything.
One thing that we managed to get into mainstream culture.
I'll take it. It needs to be in mainstream culture.
Look the other way, right?
And R. Kelly.
The culture has reached a breaking point. Now that there is a bingeable 6-hour documentary, culture's like, hey, it's one thing for all this.
I haven't watched any of
out
them.
there in a
I haven't.
don't know
No,
the-
me neither.
But now that it's been packaged in an entertaining fashion, no
I don't want anyone to ruin R. Kelly for me.
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
I don't know.
tense.
I don't know that I'd buy it anyways.
You guys, clap
R. Kelly probably.
with R. Kelly. Clap.
I mean, I've been done with R. Kelly, but
Wow.
But Liz, you listen to the songs.
I know.
They're so good.
I mean, it's a very
I
compelling piece.
understand that they are appealing songs for dancing,
With them, people like
but
Lady
I
Gaga.
was I had
Dancing's
issues
what
with
you
him
do to R. Kelly?
a while back.
You know who I haven't seen a statement from? This guy right here. Nothing from you, sir.
I don't get this joke.
Sir, what's your name?
What? Which joke?
Dan
This whole crowd participation thing that he's about to do.
Greenblatt. I've seen nothing from Dan Greenblatt. But why would I, Dan? There's no documentation of your R. Kelly patronage, right? You're very lucky. In
What do you mean?
Like, why does he have to call out some guy in the audience for that joke? To make
Because
this
he's
next bit make
making
fun?
a juxtaposition between Dan Greenblatt, who nobody knows like R. Kelly, and
Yeah, but that's
Aziz
bullshit.
Ansari, who literally
But it's bullshit.
broadcasted.
It doesn't make any fucking difference. Go on Twitter. All that dude had to do is tweet once about R. Kelly, and he's in the same fucking trouble as he is. He just doesn't have as much to lose.
Okay,
I'm sipping on coke and rum.
that's fine.
You lucky they don't have that footage, Dan. You know you got down to those tunes.
Still get down to those tunes when I'm allowed.
10 years ago. Maybe, talking about going to an R. Kelly concert. Talking about how you had a great time and how it was so silly. Wouldn't that be awful? You know, to see that footage up like that.
Yeah, it would be awful.
Hey,
I'm gonna be honest; those are some of my favorite jokes from that era.
I put it on
Which
myself.
which era? Oh, the ones he.
End of my first
Oh yeah,
I don't remember it.
I do.
concert.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
He fucking loved R. Kelly.
Out there.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this documentary. I'm terrified. I'm like, man, they better not pull up them clips. I've had a tricky year as it is.
I've had a tricky year as it is.
Yep.
Now, see, that's the thing. That really pisses me off.
Why?
Okay, this whole look, either you're gonna fucking kowtow or you're not. You're throwing it to him. You're letting him have it just a little bit. A little bit of blood in the water. Fuck that. You did nothing wrong. You got a blowjob from a girl who decided she didn't want to give you a blowjob after the fact. That's it. Fucking cares. Fuck her. She's a bitch.
Well, people do care. And
Maybe
he
you're a-
wants to continue to have a career, and his audience are people who care.
And it doesn't end there.
Oh, you think so? Think that's his audience?
Can stand a special which
But okay, so then here's a question.
later. You know, guys.
He's admitted guilt.
Talked about our
He's allowed them. Oh, I'm guilty. Why does he get to come back and Louis doesn't?
Kelly keeps doing amazing things. Amazing things.
Does he?
Amazing things.
What's that?
Amazing
Doesn't he?
things.
Has Louis C.K. done a fucking special?
Oh, I don't know. Did he do those?
Are you like really lost?
Kinda.
You know what's weird? Is I
R.
wonder
Kelly
if
asked
ever
women
went
if he could
there,
jerk off in front of him and lost.
I
his
know.
cool.
I know about Louis C.K. and that whole thing. I don't really remember what the hell he did before that.
I felt bad. Then I was like, that's
Louis C.K.
supposed to be.
I mean, he had a series or a show or something called Louis, didn't he?
Like, you're
And
supposed to shave.
I don't know where that was.
But there was jokes
The whole point in Louis is because Louis was basically a fucking Harvey Weinstein level of
and
importance within the comedy world.
and
He was the gatekeeper.
I had this joke in there.
Louis
where I
directed
talked about
Pootie
how I
Tang,
watch weird TV shows.
and then had Louis and about a billion other
You know what?
gajillion projects making
It's kind
a
of
mint,
nerdy.
essentially.
Seeing a shoe
I never
drop
saw
on
Pootie
its
Tang.
Like
background,
Louis was signing $80 million deals and shit.
I feel like if I thought of that
Okay.
today, I'd be like, probably
So he's not back to that then, you're saying?
No. He's getting in trouble for speaking at Skankfest.
Oh.
Back then, I was 25. I was like, I gotta fill this
I didn't know.
out, or I don't give a shit.
Okay, then this thing he's talking about it, fucking Harris here,
Yeah.
like his fat cousin.
Yeah. I
Like,
remember.
I will never ever bow on the whole you can't make fun of fat people thing. I am a fat person. I deserve to be made fun of.
Okay.
Like,
You're like, what? You're that Harris?
and he's like, oh my god, he's not fat anymore. Yeah, good for him. You saved his life, perhaps.
The gym all the time. Probably because he was scarred for life.
And then this is like another like. He's like, it's a not joke. I've just seen more of this, and it's like,
Like him making jokes about himself kind of jokes.
it's not even a joke. He's just, oh, I'm an asshole. I get it. He's looking for reasons to say he's an asshole. Exactly that thing that he talked about white people doing in the beginning of this. We're like, oh, let me look up something I did in 2015.
Yeah, because he needs the
This
point.
whole fucking thing is just a big that. Him trying to air out all the dirty laundry he can and apologize for it preemptively.
I don't know what to tell you. See,
Yeah,
the music's way
because
better.
he needs the points
But he's not white, so what does it matter?
Michael's a bridge I'm not
because
willing to
he's
cross.
on their shit list, I
Be
guess.
serious. Dan, nothing from you.
And then we call back to the Dan Greenblatt thing.
Kids, I don't give a shit. Sorry, Aziz. I'm going home. I'm listening to Thriller. I'm watching The Cosby Show and going to bed. Deal with it.
I like that he throws the Cosby joke in there and then never pays it off.
Yeah, no, you don't need to.
That's a good bit. Like, he just never addresses the fact that he's like, I'm going to watch the Cosby Show. I have to wonder if he did in the other show.
I
And
don't
it
know.
just didn't get cut in for time.
Okay. He's like, 2 kids are one thing, but I gotta draw the line somewhere, and Dan's gonna draw the line at 1,000 kids.
Yeah, and this is another stupid fucking joke.
Isn't it weird? We're just watching this stuff as entertainment, right? Isn't that kind of strange? Your friends are like, "Oh man, have you seen that show where those 2 guys grab?"
I don't think it's weird at all. Apparently, people like watching other people suffer.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't. I had no interest in watching it, honestly. I mean, I never really had doubts about the validity of the claims.
I will say that
And so,
I still
yeah,
have
I don't
doubts about
really
the validity
need
of the
to hear
claims.
like the graphic details of the suffering. And
I don't
whatnot.
know that you could ever get me to believe it.
him had done more to get him help.
I don't know that I believe he was human after a certain point.
Bring these kids on.
I think Michael was just a robot
I've been on
or a
tour.
ghost.
I know what it's like.
Maybe a ghost robot.
People around. I got a tour manager. I got open.
Okay,
I don't know.
seems a little hyperbolic, but
On
whatever.
Friday, and I was like, "Hey guys, this is Justin. He's gonna be with me all week."
Yeah, that shit would be crazy. That shit was crazy.
So, what do you think about the timing of this special coming out shortly after the whole Epstein thing?
I don't know.
Six.
I think it was just
But he's my friend.
he was doing it when he felt like he could do it. Like waited long enough,
So you
not
don't,
too long.
so you don't think that there's the whole QAnon tie-in to the whole Epstein thing, and that like this is all part of what's been going on?
You might be a
Trump's
pedophile.
trying to
Come
take
on,
down the
Justin.
entire system of
Have a talk with your
satanic
girlfriend,
child slavery and cannibalism coming out of Hollywood.
I mean,
You don't think it's possible that Hillary is going to rot in prison?
I don't know this.
I don't know that Netflix seems like the platform that would be trying to drive forward that.
But what if they see it's coming and they're
whole
trying to get ahead of it?
This is my friend Justin. He's gonna be with me all week.
This is a good bit. Pulling the kid out of the crowd.
Sure, it's funny.
Why the fuck you sit in the front row of the show?
Who cares? You're not that edgy, Aziz. I guess that's my big thing. Like, Aziz, you're not an edgy comic. Like, this isn't that weird.
But he used the F word to a kid.
And this is probably an afternoon show this was cut at because they did 2 in a day.
Special. Mom is not gonna be pleased.
Yeah.
And why is mom gonna care? So it's a credit. He'll get in on the IMDb. Yeah. Speaking of which, I have a credit on IMDb. If you ever look up Nick McCone,
There you go.
the film score I did for Sweet Mint.
How old are you, Tyler?
Even though they butchered all of my music for it.
Perfectly cast.
The engineer wasn't paying attention to the bit rate and played everything at like half speed.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it sounds good, but weird.
What's your name, Dad?
The music was pretty cool. Good instrumental stuff.
So if you can play it at double speed, it'll sound right.
It wasn't an awkward decision.
He's just getting the jokes out. He's literally just milking jokes out of the situation. That's
The
it.
thing that's tricky about the Michael thing is
He's not good at crowd work. That's what I'm saying. You want some crowd work, you go watch some Big J. Okerson.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue that.
Like his whole first 20 minutes of his stand-up special was him doing crowd work.
Oh, I know.
It's
Big
fucking
J
hilarious.
doesn't give a shit.
And he was like, look at this Asian dude.
monster. I can't believe he do
You're obviously a DJ.
on there. I can go on YouTube and type Michael Jackson.
But if that's the kind of thing that you like, these guys would probably be offended by that.
Well, fuck these people. They're all wrong.
If he's not doing it.
I don't know what to believe because a YouTube video can convince you of anything.
This is funny.
Once, I was like, whoa, am I in the Illuminati? Like,
Yes, you're in the Illuminati.
this is some compelling evidence they put together.
See, like they're trying to get ahead of it, Liz.
Video, it's like,
I said it.
This whole thing is a
It's not
psyop.
impossible.
The whole thing is a psyop.
What do A's have on the top of them? Triangles, 2 triangles. What else does he have in his name? 2 eyes, A-Z-I-Z-A-N-S-A-R-I.
This is not how those things are cut, by the way.
2 eyes, a Z.
They're much slower than that.
Well, I know, but he's making a joke.
Yeah.
So it's about compressing something big and long and crazy into
Shorter period of time with smaller words.
and comic timing.
Michael did do this stuff. It's created
It's usually
weird
set up timing.
for us. Because, music is very visceral. It becomes a part of your life.
How many people do you know that stopped listening to Michael Jackson?
Music itself.
I don't know.
Do you think do you think that the kids are lying?
I don't.
Why not?
Michael Jackson cassette. The Thriller. That was my first
I don't know.
music.
Have you
Oh,
done
why
any
would they?
research on it?
Not really.
Like the first song.
There's a fair amount of evidence that they're full of shit.
Okay.
You particular kids.
Thriller?
Well, kids are very suggestible, but
Thriller. Oh, Thriller.
he was also putting himself in some weird ass positions with kids.
No, but they're not kids. They're all fucking 40-year-old dudes with needs
Well,
for
yeah,
money.
now.
Yeah, like some of them, like one of them was like a backup dancer later in life. Or Michael.
Okay.
You know what I always thought was the craziest conundrum?
Seems like it would be an odd thing to do, just go hang out with your rapist.
Osama bin Laden put out an incredible jazz album.
Why couldn't the entire special have been him just musing on this alternate reality
This is Miles Coltrane.
where Osama puts out a fucking jazz album?
That day you're watching news.
That should have been the entire special. It's just
I mean, that's an
riffing
interesting point.
on the alternative world.
Osama bin Laden? The saxophone player? Are we sure it's the same guy?
I feel like this is a thing that, is less left-right political and more
Funny?
Yeah.
God, it's funny.
more accessible.
I'm in complete shock. I can't believe it. I was with him a couple of weeks ago. He couldn't have been a nicer guy. Really, a nice guy. Well, I mean, he helped me move into my apartment.
Let me move into my apartment.
Picked me up at the airport. Shit, I should probably tell the FBI about that. But I really can't believe it.
Just working on this great Christmas record. I want to hear the Osama bin Laden Christmas record, Liz. Did we get that?
This Christmas album.
I don't.
Is that our Christmas tie-in? We have the Osama bin Laden jazz Christmas record.
I would not even want to attempt to
Probably gonna have.
create that gag.
Probably will. I think this might be a question on a lot of jazz lovers' minds today. Are we still going to be able to enjoy this music? Let's see what the viewers think. Let's go to the phones right now. We have a gentleman.
He's talking.
This is Dan Greenblatt.
God damn it! Back to Dan Greenblatt. I don't care about Dan
That's how
Greenblatt.
these,
1,000 buildings.
how these jokes work.
It's not like it was 1,000
You
buildings.
do a callback.
Yeah, but it's not a good callback. There's better callbacks.
Well, I'm not arguing
I don't know
that.
what's gonna happen with Michael.
It's just so mediocre.
I think
That bit is
R. Kelly's
probably not a great bit, yeah.
Seems like he's getting charged. All the companies have abandoned him. RCA, Sony, all these places. Nowadays, you have a big corporation. Even one employee does something, the whole company's under fire, right? We saw this with this whole Pizza Hut thing.
Yeah, and his treatment of this whole Pizza Hut thing is.
The pizza, the pepperonis are arranged to look like a swastika.
This is another one where, like, I guess it would be funny
Doesn't look like
if it
one.
wasn't so
They're
fucking
saying
accurate.
It looks like a regular
Yeah.
pizza.
So
the
it just
internet
kind of
is
pisses you
full.
off.
I saw it. Kinda
I
looks
think
like
so.
a pizza to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Clap if you think it's a swastika. Clap if you think it looks like a swastika. Okay, a couple people in the back. And clap if you think it just looks like a regular pizza.
Slightly more applause.
So, you sir right here, you think it looks like a regular pizza? Yeah?
Hey, how's it going? Nikki P here. Want to support the show or just give a big middle finger to Patreon? Consider stopping over to supportsll.com. Members of the Freedom Choir get access to the private Facebook group and actual physical merch. Want access to the unedited raw interviews as they're recorded way before they're released? It's in there. Is that not enough? And you want membership to Freedom Song 365? It's in there. There's even monthly bonus swag for top tier supporters. So head on over to supportsll.com. Help Liz and I get to libertarian functions and even just cover the costs of making the show. If I'm not a good enough salesman, how about this?
Support my mom and dad and Sounds Like Liberty. Go to supportsll.com.
You heard her, folks. Join the Freedom Choir at supportsll.com.
I mean, I drew this every night. Every night, people clap.
Yeah, so
Claps. Yeah, it's a swastika.
I just let it run
Yes, Trump probably put those pepperonis up
through the
there.
ad.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other people clap. No way, country's way too sensitive. Sea police, snowflakes.
Everyone is snowflakes.
It's the
Both
same
sides. You're all fucking lunatics.
things. They're actually the same person.
Oh, is he pointing out at both sides and he's saying he's somewhere in the middle too?
Cussing. They just want to chime in.
I don't know. I feel like he's getting up. He's
You
just
already know what they think about it?
helping maybe buy himself credit for the next, like, horribly depressing fucking thing he's about to talk about. Because, God, it's so depressing from this point on.
No,
It's, like, barely funny.
poor guy. I hope that didn't happen. No. You're all
It's just him complaining about racism.
same thought.
And then he calls his girlfriend Becky.
How did I miss this Pizza Hut thing?
No.
You see the bit? You see? I watch so much news. I'm watching CNN all goddamn day.
I think he was
I'm
pointing
gonna
out
the rest of
a
the
thing.
time.
We'll talk about it when we get
I'm
there.
stuck in this stupid pouch for an hour and I'm already behind.
But no, most people I talk to, I feel like they feel they're in the middle. They don't feel like they're
Skeptical of this thing.
crazy snowflake people or crazy
This
other
happened. It wouldn't have been a Pizza
Really?
Hut. It would have happened.
conservative people.
I think they're all wrong.
Well, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying.
They're all snowflakes, Liz.
Cool. Some lady just yelled, funny! Unnecessary, but appreciated. This is
Was that
why
the
it's
lady?
cool
They just
to
showed some
come
random blonde lady.
stuff.
I don't know. Who knows? But I guess that's my other thing is, like,
Never happened.
I know that the way that these are made, and they totally did 2 recordings. So who
Okay.
the fuck knows who he was actually looking at in the crowd?
Yeah.
That could have just been some woman cut from a random scene because she looked pretty.
Ooh, let's talk about Alzheimer's for a minute.
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Because that's an upper.
It's so much fun. Yeah, like literally, it's so much depressing shit. Like literally, I don't even want to watch the other half of this because it's so fucking depressing.
He's trying to get the heartfelt with the feels and the.
I know he's trying to buy woke points.
And,
Is that by you woke points?
I guess.
Talking about Alzheimer's?
Isn't that how he was talking about playing the game earlier?
Like one thing my grandma would do is she
Yeah, I thought that was racial stuff or political stuff.
Is Aisha
Yes,
in there?
ageism, Liz. It's a thing. People bitch about it all the time.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
she's in there.
Literally everything.
Strange to me, because Aisha's her sister that passed away. She's definitely not in the kitchen making samosas.
And like, so
There has
I don't know why he gets so pissed off talking about this woman who's just trying to make life easier for herself and happier for the other woman. It's like the other woman never has to deal with the fact that her sister's not there.
Well, because he has to be.
You can always say she left.
He has
You're not
to
gonna
be
remember
on the
in 5
moral
minutes.
high ground.
We'd be sitting there, and Grandma
It is. It's all fucking
Who's
more.
this white lady?
I will say,
I go, it's my girlfriend,
one of the
Grandma.
other decent jokes is in here. The British are back, Grandma.
Dating, love each other very much, might get married in the future, but she's very important to me. I wanted you to meet her. Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah. Who's this white lady?
Why is he marrying a white lady?
Girlfriend, Grandma. Is that your wife?
Can't you marry whoever you want?
I don't know. Apparently not.
Very much. Is someone important? Wanted you to meet her. Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
You got to keep the racial purity, you know.
The
Irma's gonna be so confused growing up because she's not gonna know, how to get her woke points.
And
Like, where is she on the chart of victimization?
I mean, I feel like we all have privilege.
No, only I do.
my grandma, those,
We all have different levels.
You're a
of
black woman,
privilege.
Liz. Your life is miserable.
My life is more privileged than a black man, according to the scale of privilege.
No, it's not.
back, get ready for my tour. It's like, oh, okay.
Black men are the new white men.
Couple nights, spend some time with your grandma.
You haven't gotten that update?
Back tomorrow.
Don't black
I'm
people get a
behind.
subscription to the magazine or whatever, like telling you how wokeness changes every 2 weeks?
Woke monthly,
I knew it was.
Woke monthly.
woke weekly,
Can we please start putting out woke weekly
woke weekly.
on our Facebook page?
How about no?
Please.
Sounds exhausting.
It does sound exhausting and hilarious.
I'm one afternoon. I'm not 2 nights good. And,
God, he's just so fucking depressing again.
feel, and then Fatima just
Let's get back into it. I'm not telling any jokes. I'm just being real with you.
where you're staying.
He's being real with you.
Yeah, that's for his Instagram account. Be real with me on Instagram.
But if you haven't been on his Instagram account because of the stuff
Demon or
in a while, then
Then
you
you're
know
still
this
not
is
gonna-
updating you.
No, it's just
Do the
giving me something to be
special.
pissed off about.
Whoa, you're obviously not the audience he's aiming for there.
I'm watching the show.
I know.
Am I not his audience?
her.
I've watched all his other specials. Am I not the audience?
I don't know.
That's a scary thing when you hit that.
Possibly not the one he's aiming for.
Seeing people get old.
Why wasn't he replaced by a black woman
When you're younger,
Why weren't we all
when they
replaced by a
when they
black
were
woman?
casting
in
this?
the deteriorated state, right? Like if you ever met your great grandma, first time you met her, she was like,
So did you know any of your great grandparents?
"Hi, great grandma Carol." You didn't know her. when
Yeah,
she
I
was
met
jumping
my
rope or whatever. Like, you only
great
knew
grandmother
her
once,
as this
actually right
Star
before she
Wars villain
died.
type person.
And yeah, she was pretty scary.
They're fucking dinosaurs.
But I
man.
was really, really young, and she was literally on her deathbed. So.
Yeah, that's literally how that works.
Because you realize
It's like what, 4 generations back for you if you're
Yeah.
great.
No, and I just kind of poked into her hospital room for a minute when I was like 6, and I'm like, "Who is this lady? Why does she look like that?"
And you said you're great.
I'm very lucky.
Great grandma Sue.
Parents still love me well.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
Was she 100 and something?
She was old, super old.
But you never met your great grandma?
Same enough.
Well, no, I mean I've met.
You see your folks enough. Often you
I
see
don't know.
That would have been her kid.
Yeah, I know.
maybe 20,
And like your grandma's grandma or your grandma's mom.
I don't know.
60 more,
So you're saying
Maybe I just remember it as great. Maybe she was just a great.
60 more times.
people just wanted to use the word great to describe her to make her feel less shitty in her old age?
I don't know. Maybe
Are you making the most of these things?
here's the 60
Jeez,
hangs bit.
He's still fucking depressing. Like,
Creating
dude,
memories.
even if you're gonna go in there and go for like the fucking sympathy bullshit, try and be real. Why the fuck does it have to last for 20 goddamn minutes?
But this is a different thing. This is the right now. This is the don't forget
Let's think back to that last weekend.
that you only have so long with your parents. Because then they're gonna get old and it's gonna get weird.
He's fucking whispering too.
I know he is. Because they've got their eyes closed.
Oh my Christ. I'm sorry.
Trying to get the feels.
I'm sorry, people. This may have not been the greatest idea because I'm just losing my shit trying to watch this.
He's so annoyed.
There's like 5 hands.
Like, I just want to walk away from the tablet right now and say,
know why?
fuck
'Cause
this
we all
bullshit.
had the same shitty weekend, okay? I know what you did because I did the same thing. You show up late on a Friday.
And for the record,
All right, well,
this doesn't even ring true with me.
All right,
This is not how my weekends with my parents are. You've seen enough of them. Is that what they're like?
The next day at
No,
11:30.
mostly. No.
Go in the
Like, what are the weekends of my parents like?
Got a new coffee machine.
And generally fun.
Conversation.
They're cool people.
done.
Your parents are young too.
Are
Might
they?
help. Kind of a generational thing, maybe. I don't know.
What, 55, 54?
I didn't think they were that old.
Collective guilt sets
Yeah.
entire family convenes in the living room.
They're 20 years older than me, so I'm 35, must be 55.
I guess it makes sense.
Technically, mom's 54 at the moment, but
Yeah.
The film Speed together.
Yeah, my family is a bit older.
And then it's dinner time.
is your mom like
Hey,
64?
let's go to any restaurant you
No.
like, you pick. And you're like,
I think she's gonna turn 60.
And they're like, let's go to that restaurant
I see.
we like and don't realize there's actually a chain.
So my parents aren't very old, and your mom is
Older.
a little older,
A little older.
very little.
Pack your stuff up.
Yeah.
We
Do I need more points now? Should I get heartfelt and apologetic
No,
about
I
my
can't do.
ageism?
I can't do any more heartfelt and apologetic today.
never is.
Not a goddamn bit more.
Just like, yeah. was weird completely.
Like, are there even any more jokes after this point in the thing?
I don't remember.
There's still 20 minutes left in this, Liz.
Yeah.
I just remember this being super depressive
I'm
for
gonna
like,
be
the entire
honest.
end.
I was just going with it at this point.
You were still laughing.
Yeah, because he's making jokes, and they're those tension breaking jokes that you probably.
So this whole thing was just you were so uncomfortable physically watching it.
Right there.
Please, can you just end it right there?
By the way,
And
Tyler,
I'm gonna
how
be
does the
honest. I
glass
feel
use
like
it?
I really did need a laugh when I was watching
And
this.
they're like, my dad's gonna die in 20 years.
What if his dad does die in 20 years?
That would be
And is he
real
gonna come?
weird.
Is he gonna come and say "fuck you, Aziz"?
Your dad right now.
You killed my
not-
dad.
He's not magic.
Go home and just hug
Is he? I don't know.
You're gonna die in 20 years.
Don't Indian people like get into like the whole genies thing, or the jinn over in the Indian culture?
Good God.
Maybe he is magical.
I'm saying it.
Gonna throw something in that direction.
Talk to these people. Get to know them, right? Because when they pass, we're the ones that tell their story, okay?
What
We're their
what story are you gonna tell about your family?
More interesting.
I mean, I'm already telling stories about my mom.
Next time we're home,
I don't really have a lot of stories to tell about my dad.
talk to them.
Okay.
You know, sit down with your
Why
mom.
is that?
You know what? Put away the phones. and
'Cause
everything.
life.
I want to talk to you. I want to learn about your life. Tell me your
Maybe
story.
we're trying to get into it a little bit here.
You look
I
at me.
I'm
really-
certainly your story is more interesting than Aziz talking shitty about his parents.
Ma,
I literally have nothing to tell.
you ever fuck a black guy?
And that's his opener. See, there's a joke. It's a joke.
I can't ask that because there weren't any black people.
What?
Or where we're from, no black people.
Your life. I don't know. I just want to know things. Well, that seems like a
Okay.
very strange place to start. I don't know. I'm
That seems like a
sorry.
funny place to start.
Well, see, that's a joke. It's
I guess.
98
awkward and uncomfortable.
It's 98 and the
And then he
Bulls were
follows
prime.
up with that. That was funny.
Tyler, you can do that part if you want.
He's like, I have no desire to do that whatsoever.
I would totally do that.
Promise me.
I'm sure you would do that.
Will you do it?
I never have asked my mom, did you fuck a black guy?
Well, there you go. That's your opener.
But I also have conversations with my parents, so.
Yeah.
I'm in a relationship right now.
Oh, okay, that's right. He still has some relationship talk.
See, there's jokes in there.
Not many.
People don't care about that, but some people don't like it. We kind of get it on two fronts nowadays, you know. One front, we get kind of old school classic stuff, you know, like y'all don't mash. You also get kind of.
I don't know. We don't get much of that, do we?
You're an entertainment. You shouldn't be dating outside your ethnicity.
I mean, you tell me about stuff that happens online and or when you're out
Which is just a fancy way of saying
out doing stuff.
What's up?
You tell me about stuff that happens when we're out doing stuff or online. You get comments.
Okay, very occasionally.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's terribly common in the circles we run in, and I just, generally don't see a bunch of people.
Same skin tone. But I'm
Okay.
also tired of people telling me what race person I'm allowed to date. This has happened my entire life. You know, even when I was a little kid, I remember being in first grade. Every single kid in the class was white, except for me and this little Asian girl. And even back then, people used to be like,
I would have tried dating the Asian girl.
"Z,
I don't know. Is there something wrong with me that like I always would have tried to? I always wanted to bang the ethnic girls.
see you do going on over there? Come on.
Well, no, but he's saying it would be like everybody saying.
No, I know. I know what
there's
he's saying.
random brown-haired white girl.
I'm finding what he's saying boring, so I'm going to talk about what I'm talking about. There's something odd about me wanting to bang ethnicities.
Well, no, I don't think there is. I think that's what he's saying.
They're different. God, could you imagine them as a couple?
No,
How irritating would that couple be?
I don't know that much about Mindy Kaling. So,
Really? Have you ever listened to her talk?
I mean, yeah, I've heard her talk before. I think.
That's all that matters. Think her voice and his voice having a conversation.
Don't you like weird squeaky voices normally on chicks?
I guess not on Mindy Kaling.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think of her as having a weird squeaky voice.
Okay.
She's not Fran Drescher, Liz.
I was more thinking of that chick from Liar Liar, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna go there.
Dating some Mary Poppins sounding motherfucker.
It's not her either.
No.
Who is that? And she doesn't have a squeaky voice. She's got a smoky voice.
Oh, okay.
For the record, your voice isn't far off of her voice.
I don't have a problem with her voice.
Why did these people think that my name is Becky?
The Becky joke. It took me a minute to catch what he was talking about there because I was just like, oh, okay, right. That's a thing.
Oh, what is her name? That's gonna piss me off that I don't know what her name is. But maybe if I look who it is, I won't have to see.
Not that bad, really. Just calling me a different name. And then she opened up her umbrella and flew into the sky.
That's a joke.
It's also racist as fuck. That's racist against white people.
True.
And we're just holding hands, minding our business. Dude just points at us and he goes, bet you get a lot of free taxi rides with that one. Before I can even say anything, my girlfriend just goes, excuse me, sir. I pay for my fair share of the taxis, thank you very much. And then just started strutting like she dominated the interaction.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't even get a chance to get angry at this guy because I was so confused.
It's pissing me off. I can't remember this girl's name.
Eventually, like, why did you say
You
that?
could just IMDb the movie.
So this gentleman's clearly implying that I'm dating you for your wealth and that I am some sort of gold digger.
One way to look at that. I mean, honestly, that's probably the way that any racism I would actually encounter in real life is probably what would happen. I would just take it as something else and be like,
Because I'm Indian. He's saying that I drive a taxi.
okay.
Oh, you don't drive a taxi. Ha ha! No, he knows that. He's just saying that a lot of times you get into cabs with brown guys. It's a stereotype. It's a job Indian people have a lot. Well, a lot of Indian people are doctors as well. You could have said, oh, bet you get a lot of free checkups with that one.
Yeah, for real.
Yes, technically,
Just
yes,
explaining how racism
but why the
works.
fuck would he say that? That's not really
Yeah, I guess that's my bigger thing. Like, I cannot believe this is a real conversation. That she's so fucking dense that she. I guess she's dating Aziz Ansari, so she probably may not be that bright.
brown guy. And he's in
Is that the caliber of intelligence he's fucking looking for?
Well, you can be very intelligent and not be aware.
And the
of
bullshit
social
of
things.
this is that like racism doesn't exist in other countries. Like, you're from fucking India. You have the caste system.
Yeah.
Like,
control stuff. My girlfriend, she has
he wouldn't date Mindy Kaling because she's darker than him.
got some
That's why I wouldn't date Mindy Kaling.
Is she?
Yes,
one in my pussy as
I don't know.
well.
Okay.
she's real dark.
I don't know.
No, if she wasn't like didn't have her personality, I would totally fuck Mindy Kaling.
Cluster.
Okay.
But she does have her personality, so I wouldn't.
My girlfriend has one, and she's very surprised.
That's one of the cool things about the job that I do is there's plenty of Indian women at all those convenience stores.
Interesting.
Yeah, some not ugly ones too.
Like you and your partner, Lisa and David, go to the doctor.
God damn it! Stop with the fucking whispering. Go back to your stupid Aziz voice.
But we don't want to use guys. Is there anything we can do? Doctor's like, yes. Got the perfect plan.
And I'm like, fuck you, dude. I went and got a vasectomy.
Do this pill.
Why'd I get one, Liz?
This pill's gonna fuck you up.
Because we decided we didn't want any more
Put a
kids.
bunch of hormones in your
No,
body.
because I want you to get cut up to get your fucking tubes tied.
Oh.
That's why I got it.
Yeah.
Don't forget. You forget
Solid.
even once, you'll get pregnant
Solid, dude.
today, okay?
Acting like people don't make these decisions.
Well, they might want more kids later.
All right, David.
It's undoable.
Nothing. I got you.
Not that undoable.
Drop it in. Have a good time.
Are your tubes more undoable?
No.
That's my fucking point. If you're gonna take the surgical option, like,
Now, the way that I
But
Just
I'm
fucking-
saying if you want to have more kids later, they say you shouldn't do any of the surgical options.
I'm aware.
So that's why,
there very deep
the copper guy, not that the copper guy worked for us anyway, but
on the outside, so the doctor can take it.
Yeah, I know. Irma came out holding the copper guy.
Yeah.
Was what they were concerned about.
so there you go.
It has to be replaced. And one time we're doing stuff, and I hit the string with my penis.
Is that a real thing?
Jennifer Tilly.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna be honest. The first couple years of fucking with us was always kind of painful.
There with that same level
Yeah.
of enthusiasm.
If you remember correctly, like there's some weird. I think like white people, black people having sex thing. Like I'm gonna be honest. For the first year, I was convinced that white people and black people really shouldn't have sex
Fine, right? You're having the
based on like
and then one
a few things.
Uh-huh.
and
Eventually, like those things stopped being a thing.
Yeah.
But I really did question whether, man, maybe this is a bad idea.
done with the bag.
But she's got a great ass, so I'm gonna keep at it.
Well, I guess I should be thankful for your persistence.
Fuck through
I
the
think it was more because
fuck through the pain.
we were just like I was not very healthy at the time.
Said, hey, whatever you want.
You mean you being like emaciated and working 30 jobs was a
And super like getting drunk all the time and like yeah, I think my body was
just so we're
like,
clear, when we met, that
eating
wasn't the
itself,
thing.
basically.
But I guess I could do it.
Just so we're clear, when we met, that wasn't the thing. You were getting drunk before we met.
Uh-huh.
You did not have time to be drinking when we met, unless you were at UPS getting drunk at UPS.
But I'm saying I think the cumulative effects of the previous year of that happening because I was depressed about my life going to shit. I think the cumulative effect.
I think
of
you wanna
that was
blame it
that
on
my
that.
my body was just like kind of.
Liz really
Imploding.
likes blaming things on alcohol.
Do I?
Yes.
Okay.
Way this thing works.
You know, not the fact that when we met, she'd only been eating white rice for like 2 years.
Lady in the front just pulled out.
No, I'm saying it's cumulative effect of a lot of things like being poor, eating poorly,
Yeah, but you didn't say that.
drinking a lot, not sleeping, working a lot. Like I think I
Yeah,
was
no,
just
but
literally
you
working
just want
myself.
to talk about the drinking.
And, please, tuck your
Okay, maybe I use that as a catch.
Because you still bring the drinking up. Oh, I just feel
my...
like shit after I drink. Well, then
Well,
don't,
no, that's because I currently feel like shit if I drink.
whatever. We can't be on Tasting Anarchy unless you drink some wine, Liz.
I will drink wine. Honestly, that's part of my whole I'm going to cook what I want plan because I'm going to make myself some chicken marsala and that involves getting a good wine. I might listen to Tasting Anarchy to get a recommendation for which wine I should
Why
get.
don't you just message Jake?
Because, I've done a lot of shows in my
Like,
Maybe I
I don't know, talk to people.
Maybe I will.
Right, thank you very much.
So anyone who managed to stick out our commentary on this stupid fucking
Took a very weird turn just a few minutes ago to commentary on entirely other stuff.
But
well, because it's funnier than his fucking comedy bit. Jesus Christ!
think about what it means.
But seriously, you should all just like friend Liz on Facebook and start messaging her like crazy. Because
I will answer messages if people message me.
and you should all report to me on how perfunctory those messages are. They'll just be hello, and that's all you'll ever hear from her.
I mean, if you talk about Lord of the Rings or Star Trek, things I'm actually interested in, I can talk it
We
up.
should totally just stop this so I can say fuck it and watch the
Right? Don't
trailers out. Did you see it?
For the series? The Lord of the Rings series?
No, fuck that for Picard.
Oh.
like I done.
You mean like not the teaser trailer, the trailer?
The actual trailer now.
For fuck's
I did.
Okay, so this is him going back to like this shit happened and I felt so depressed because I thought I was never going to be able to do this again, and now I'm just thankful that you guys
Yeah,
gave
like-
me a chance.
Why don't you just suck your fucking audience's dick a little harder?
Always looking forward.
Well, he wants to keep doing this, so they
Clearly, you fill the fucking like if you fill the fucking theater, of course you can do it.
But what if those people were just coming to
You know what this is? This is really him being sad. He's like, God,
All that
my last special was in Madison Square Garden.
can just go away.
Now I'm just in some shitty theater.
And
It's not Madison Square Garden.
Isn't Madison Square Garden?
No.
Oh.
Fucking theater.
I taught about my
And he's fucking whispering. Jesus Christ with the whispering.
I don't know
Aziz.
what your like. You have issues with whispering and crying, like just
She was there with me.
not related to the actual situation that they are
I've
in.
been around recently.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't know. Those things seem to set you off for some weird ass reason.
And granted, my grandma
Yes.
doesn't
The
have
problem
much
with whispering is means you're not confident enough to speak up for yourself.
to live. The moment I'm
And your lack of confidence makes me want to fucking rip your throat out.
right now, this is our moment.
Okay.
Right? Me,
We all float down here.
Dan,
We're Goonies. It's our time down here. Whatever the fuck his joke is.
yelled, "Bunny!"
So, but yeah. So I hate fucking whispering because if you say what you want to say, don't fucking be a pussy about it. Just deal with the repercussions.
This is our moment.
And crying
So you know,
is just a terrible reaction to things.
for justice.
But you realize that neither of those, especially the second one, are really logical. They're just
What do you mean?
your personal hangups.
What do you mean?
Good night.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Does crying solve anything? God damn
He's
it.
getting all teary eyed right there.
Yeah, I know. It's
And
stupid.
then we come back with the Spike Jones music.
Yeah, literally, what was the fucking point in getting Spike Jones to direct it other than to name drop?
The feels. It's about the feels.
And why the fuck is Aziz wearing a Metallica t-shirt?
Because he likes Metallica.
No, he doesn't. He's never heard of Metallica. I don't even buy it for a second.
He got the shirt for free.
It was his stylist said this is going to endear you to middle American people because you've pissed off all the lefties. You got to become a Trump guy now.
Well, I don't really feel like
And they're
we
slow
talked
rolling.
about
They're
Trump.
slow rolling the release.
Of the Trump guy thing?
Yeah, he's not going to go full on righty yet, but you know he's going to make the slide into alt right.
Okay. Well, maybe he just wants to end up somewhere in the middle. You know, with quote unquote the rest of
Look, Liz, once you take the red pill,
And that's not the red pill.
then you just start swallowing pills.
That's not the red pill. That's
As many as you can get. Handfuls.
something else. Oh God.
All right, folks. Yeah, we're into the credits now. It was fucking
It's the
stupid.
Brooklyn Academy of Music. There you go.
It was what it was. I don't know. Like it's got its moments. Even now, like I still think you definitely enjoyed it more than I do by a long stretch.
I mean, I hadn't thought of it as making more jabs at white people, but there probably are because that's what is culturally acceptable, and I think he is definitely pandering as to the culture to a certain extent.
certain extent. By certain extent, you mean 100%.
Well, I mean, he's also taking some jabs at the culture, but yeah, I think he's trying to make himself, more endeared to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully you folks found that as weird as we did. It was different. I recommend you put it on nice and quiet in the background and just listen to the ridiculousness ensue. I think maybe we'll do a reaction video to the Picard trailer as like a Facebook Live video sometime this weekend
Oh, jeez.
because, oh man.
I'm not ready.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably just gonna make her watch it immediately after this. So, anyways, folks, you know where to find us. Sounds like liberty.com. You can go there if you'd like to support us. It's supportsll.com. If you'd like to sign up for the Freedom Choir Freedom Choir, that's on there. Supportsll.com. We've got the Freedom Song 365 project at freedomsong365.com. I get a lot of .coms. I may have a problem buying .coms.
And you really can hit us up on Facebook if you have comments or thoughts or questions, or if you like the format change, or if you didn't like the format change, or if you'd like to see a different format change, just let us know.
Yeah, we've been dabbling, seeing what hits.
Yep.
I don't know.
Thank you for listening.
Peace.